Welcome to the Tuttle and Kline Show.
Look at me. I got that full Sasquatch thing happening now.
Are you growing it out?
Yeah, I figured I'm gonna grow it out one more time for a movie role that I'm gonna do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing the love child of a 7-foot guy playing the role of Sasquatch, and Jacqueline Smith, one of the Charlie's Angels.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she in the movie?
Yeah, she's my mom in the movie.
You're going to meet Jacqueline Smith?
Yeah, she's my mom, and it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm just playing with you, dude.
Oh.
I think she's totally. Kev, I've always thought that concept was pretty cool though, where Sasquatch seduces like a gorgeous woman, and she's into him. Bigfoot, and they have a child, and the child is he's the hairy Sasquatch looking kid, really tall, really, because dad's 7-8 feet tall,
obviously.
So and his struggles are he has anger problems because he's son of Sasquatch,
right?
So he doesn't suffer fools really well. So occasionally he has to run out into the woods and talk to his dad. Just say, "I just want to rip these people's arms and legs off, Dad." And his dad's like, "Trust me, I understand."
Yeah, I get it.
But you can't do that. You're growing up in mom's world. Out here, son, when you come and visit Dad, we'll rip arms and legs off of stuff all the time. As a matter of fact, go ahead. It looks like we got a wolf over there. Go ahead.
Yep, there you go.
And he goes, "Okay, all right, did you get your fix, son? Okay, now you got to go back. You got to get your homework done. You got a big history test tomorrow, okay? The Civil War is not easy. There's all kinds of different ripples. Okay, son? I'll be right out here if you need me."
Son of a Bigfoot.
Is that a good... I just completely pulled that out of my ass.
That would be really funny.
Is that kind of money?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a movie, but it'd be a good skit or something, wouldn't it?
That'd be a great skit. I think you could make it a movie.
That's freaking hilarious. Holy shit, man. That's funny.
How did you pull Jacqueline Smith out of the air?
I don't know, man. I just thought who kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you look at it, Kev, put a picture of Sasquatch up, a good picture of, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Right.
And then Jacqueline Smith. And now here I am. Can you see it?
Oh my gosh. Spitting image.
Am I right? If Sasquatch and Jacqueline Smith were to have a love child, it would be Tim Tuttle.
How you doing? Right there.
I know. How you doing, brother?
Excellent, man. Getting back to the beard, though, do you still have brusho?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
And I brushed 184 times already.
Because what's the number that you have to have a day?
500.
Oh, you're well on your way.
Well on my way. 500.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get that going. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I wanted to grow my hair out one more time. You remember back in the day when we were alternative rock guys and we had earrings and I had long hair and you had the shaved head.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you look like American History X waiting for your buddy Edward Norton to come so you can go curb stomp somebody.
Yep, that's right. I shaved my head bald, and one year for Halloween, I went as an Amish serial killer.
Oh, that was great.
Hezekiah Manson. So stupid.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I was just going to bring it up because remember how when you would break out brusho in the studio and Erica would just get so annoyed with that?
Because I would brush my beard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what I did yesterday to annoy her?
What did you do to annoy her?
Trish sent her the Cinco de Mayo song.
Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo's coming. Eat tacos by the dozen. Drink lots of margaritas with all my mamacitas. Don't have the information about what we're celebrating. Just care that it's a party with 2-for-1 Bacardi. Cinco de Mayo's coming.
Oh, that's so funny.
She hated that.
Oh, do you think she is so fucking relieved that we don't bother her anymore? I know she hates me. I know that. But even you would get on her nerves, and she's probably just like, "This is the greatest life that I have now. It's the greatest thing."
Yeah, no, she responded to the text or the DM that Trish sent her with the song, and she's like, "Oh my God, why?"
Oh wow, yeah,
So yeah, we touched the nerve.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't believe you did that, Kev. You got to be careful. Okay.
I know. Well, I'm far
She,
enough away though.
she doesn't have to work with you anymore, so she'll just she's got that witchy voodoo,
Ooh, witchy voodoo.
woman, witchy woman.
We are in a singing mood tonight.
Yeah. Oh well, her theme song, the one she liked was "Black Magic Woman." Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
When I was driving with her, every time that came on, she cranked that up, and I could not talk for 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
Got a black magic woman. Bam, 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 bam. Got a black magic woman.
Carlos Santana.
That would be a great hotel name for you.
Oh, check in as Carlos Santana.
Yeah,
but it's already used.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Somebody would look and go, "Sure, you're Carlos Santana."
No, I'm the son of Bigfoot.
I'm the son of Bigfoot. Tim Squatch.
There it is, right there.
Am I right?
Ah, perfect.
Hey, Kev, I think you're gonna love this. Because the clash of the cultures happens every so often when I go to the gym. We have the clash of the cultures.
What culture is this?
You remember the African dude I was telling you about that every so often, we're working out together and we're friendly. We talk. He's one of the few people that I talk to.
Yeah, I totally remember that.
His name's Oscar.
That's it. Oscar.
Although that's not really his name because he brought his mail in the other day and he put it down next to my water bottle and my towel. And, when I went over there, to wipe and get a drink and I looked at this mail, his name is some shit I cannot even pronounce.
Well, he's African, so that would make sense.
It's not like Eddie Murphy's Goonie Goo Goo, not quite.
Okay.
But it's a bunch of shit. And I'm so glad he did Oscar. You got to do that.
Yeah. Simplify things.
Yeah. And I don't know why they make it so hard in other countries like that. It's like, hey, man, if you're going to do all those consonants and shit like that, at least make it shorter.
Yeah.
Because and I even told him, I said, that thing's a nightmare, man. He goes, yes, every time, Tim, I have to do a legal document. It takes so much longer.
I bet.
Yeah.
Got like 27 letters there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I was talking to him and I was like, Oscar, I'm thinking of unplugging, a little bit, unplugging. He goes, what is this unplug, Timothy? He calls me Timothy.
Great.
Yeah. Timothy, what is this unplugging you speak of? And, and I said, well, like camping. Like camping. And he goes, what is this, Timothy? What is this camping thing? What do you do when you camp and everything? And, I was telling him, you unplug, you kind of put the phone down, disconnect from everything. You connect with your own thoughts and you connect with nature and everything like that. And he's like, well, yeah, that's very cool. Don't you do that? You were telling me about the meditation, which I do now, Timothy. I do the meditation. Isn't that the same thing? I said, well, this is like next level. Like you go out in the woods and there's no like electricity. There's no comfort. You do shit like you eat baked beans out of the can that you cook over a fire or whatever you catch in the woods.
Right.
And I didn't think of it. And he goes, Timothy, I came to America so I didn't have to do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was camping for 34 years.
True.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He goes, I won't be joining you on this. I like the creature comfort. Air conditioning is the best shit in the world.
Totally.
It's the best shit in the world.
Do you know what part of Africa he grew up in?
I want to say Angola.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say Angola.
All right.
Because I'm not 100. I mean, I think he mentioned it one time, but you know how I am sometimes, Kev.
Yeah.
I only give a fuck about me. or thinking about the next thing that I'm going to say.
Well, I figured you were probably squeezing out that final rep to failure.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't get in the mind then.
speaking of which, man, I messed myself up last week.
Why?
On last Wednesday, I had some soreness going over the head, like overhead.
Military press?
Yeah, no, shoulder press.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Shoulder press. And I've had some problems for a few months, and I just messed it up bad. I couldn't even work out Friday. I couldn't even lift Friday. So
No.
yeah, I'm on 5 days with no lifting. And I psychologically,
You're going berserk.
Psychologically, I'm just, but I think I need to let it heal. I think the problem is I didn't let it heal, and I pushed it.
Yeah.
And you got to let it heal.
You have to.
Even if you got to shut it down for a week or two, you got to let it heal. And I didn't. And
that's the thing. You shut it down for a week or two instead of a month or two.
Exactly. Now I'm worried that I may be down longer, and that's free, dude. That's the psychological, especially when I've been like really working to get myself where I want to be.
Because you're going to be shooting that TV series pretty soon, right?
Very soon. Supposed to start May 20th.
Dude, well, that's on Monday.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
in the afternoon.
I mean, I know my Monday dates now.
Oh, do you? You got them all laid out?
Oh, dude, I have it on my calendar. It's just repeat.
For those unaware, Kevin Kline and I record this on Mondays and then release it on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So,
hey, I talked to it's interesting that you bring up the working out, because I just talked to a guy who's going to be on Fuzzy Mike this week, and he has a nonprofit. And basically what they do is they give away gym memberships to people who are going through PTSD and depression and anxiety, because working out or running or some sort of physical activity is the best medicine you can have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It completely resets and changes that. The ideas, Kevin, and the thoughts that I've had when I've been working out. I mean, even like during our radio career, just the ideas for bits and stuff like that I've just had working out. I mean, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, because you're clearing your mind and you're getting the endorphins pumped. It's natural. It's natural.
Yeah. All right, Kev. I love it when we do this, and I look forward to it. And I'm sorry I kind of overlooked yours last week until the end. You had to throw it in there. By the way, your rabbit hole of the obscure vinyl.
Yeah, you like that?
God, dude, that is hilarious stuff. If you don't know, go to the our last episode. It's the last episode that we had. Go to the end of it, and you'll see like Kevin Kline's rabbit hole with the songs. Dude, they're hilarious, man. That is great stuff. I've had people like message me today because I used it as a promo today on my story.
I saw that.
And I've had people said, "Oh my God, this is hilarious." So it's really good stuff. Anyway, rabbit hole, Kev. What is your? I'm going to go to yours first.
Yeah.
What was your rabbit hole? What did you get caught in this past week?
Well, we watched a documentary. Trish and I watched a documentary on Saturday that led to a massive rabbit hole, and it was based on something that you have said a couple of times on the podcast here in regards to 9/11. We watched a documentary on 9/11, and it was a 1 hour documentary on all of the air traffic control communication between each other. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that got me thinking about some of the things that you've said, that Saudi Arabia and the CIA were involved. So I went down this rabbit hole to try and find out how this was all pulled off and all that kind of stuff. So I never got a definitive answer on that question. But I do know a lot more about 9/11 now. Yeah, well, you got to remember the people in the on Google and everything like that. They're with the program, so they get rid of all of that stuff. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, Kevin, you realize you're looking up something that's probably not available because of who, You never get the truth because they're all in on it. Yeah. They are. But that's what the missing pages. You remember the whole report on 9/11? Yeah, that's what the missing pages are. They won't release those because it basically says, hey, man, this was a Saudi Arabia and CIA op. We didn't have an enemy anymore because the whole Russian Soviet Union thing, wall break, military industrial complex, it needs some money. So we're going to develop a boogeyman here. Yeah. So bin Laden didn't have anything to do with it? I don't know. He may have been involved. He's a CIA operative. He's done CIA work. Really? Yeah, dude. The CIA is just look. Do some investigation on the CIA. Well,
I
what
mean,
are they gonna? They're not gonna let you know.
well, no, I mean,
They're gonna
but
be the
there's
first ones to bleach it.
but there's some that are out there. I mean, and you know, even some of the things that you're seeing right now, James O'Keefe is releasing Project Veritas and everything like that. The CIA is just a monstrosity. I mean, they'll do stuff like if they don't like what you're saying, they'll hack your computer and put kiddie porn on it and come and arrest you.
Really?
Yeah, that's an ugly organization, dude.
So,
I mean, yeah. It's, you know, and they're doing everything they can to keep things status quo and keep the establishment in so they can be this monstrosity, you know?
okay. Well, I'm gonna mind my P's and Q's because the last thing I want to do is see some little boy's willy
Well, no,
on my
you know,
computer screen.
they just want to be able to use that to bust you. Anyway, that was like a big bunch of chatter from last week is that our Congress is completely taken because they're worried about the intelligence community, the CIA, doing that to them. So that's why you always see, boy, that's weird. He's a Republican and he just voted for big government, big spending and everything like that. He's not supposed to do that. Well, they're afraid of them. They're afraid of the CIA. We're a captured country, bro. And that's scary stuff, man. We're in a very scary time right now, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah, everywhere you turn, it's there's either protests going on or there's unrest in other countries that we are getting involved in.
And a lot of it is fabricated and paid for, you know,
Really?
like the protests you see, that's George Soros wreaking havoc, paying
But
through
what's his
Venmo, these college students, paying them.
What's his end game, though?
He's chaos, man. He hates America. He hates freedom. He's just an evil motherfucker.
But what does chaos? What chaos bring him?
I don't know, man.
Oh, just excitement?
Kev, there's just something, you know, if you look at the problems in the world today, it's billionaires.
Right.
They get to the point where they're bored. You know, hey, we've done everything. We got these yachts. We've had all these women. You know, we own teams. We can do anything we want. Nothing's fun anymore. You know, we've got to. So let's just see if we can crash the whole fucking thing.
So basically, what you're saying is that the billionaires are doing what, on a larger scale, what you've always wanted to do if you became a billionaire on a smaller scale. Just walk up to random people and say, "Hey, dance like this. Hey, do this," and you're going to give them money. So it's basically that on a larger scale.
I always thought that would be funny.
Yeah.
Is if you get bored. Yeah, if you get bored, you know, you go to your guy who's always got like a silver briefcase with, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, and hey, hand me a brick real quick. Hey, dude, 50 grand if you go and lick the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, I've heard you say it numerous times.
That's just childish and stupid shit that I would do if I was a billionaire. I'm not an evil motherfucker that wants to kill 90% of the planet and make the other 10% slaves. It's a big difference.
You're right. Yeah. So, but I get it now. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't. You used to be able to find these rabbit holes. They find these information pockets in Google, but they've done a good job of bleaching them, so you can't get any other side of, hey, the establishment story.
Okay.
Fact checkers, which I thought made me laugh. You know why? Because it's like, so there's a group of people out there that think that they are omniscient and know everything, where they can tell you that is the truth and that's the absolute truth. And that is a lie. There's no discussion, nothing like that. And what is it based on? What the government and the media releases. These are two organizations that have lied to us continuously, and we're supposed to believe everything that they tell us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, because getting back to the obscurity vinyl stuff, did you know? No. Did you know that the N word is more acceptable than the C word?
It is. I did not know that.
Well, let me tell you how I know this.
How do you know that?
Because when I typed in the song from Obscurity Vinyl, "Ain't That a Kick in the C," it gave me a 21 or over or not accessible to download this
Wow.
You download any N-word reference in Blazing Saddles, boom, comes right up.
And isn't that funny, Kevin? What they're saying is you are such a child that you can't handle words. So we're going to tell you the words that you can see, hear, use, and what you can't see, hear. That's what I'm talking about. It's just the height of pretentiousness. I mean, that's evil sociopath.
Yeah,
you know,
I think I'm mature enough to be able to handle both of those words. I don't use them.
I'm cool too.
Yeah. So, and don't forget, in Blazing Saddles, Richard Pryor wrote that.
Yeah, exactly. Richard Pryor.
Yep.
He was supposed to be the sheriff.
Uh-huh.
But, they had some kind of scheduling difficulty or something like that. I can't remember what the exact story was, but yeah, he was supposed to play the sheriff in that. Anyway, Kev, I'm so sorry, man. We tangented like a mofo there. What was your rabbit hole, bro?
I told you it was the 9/11 stuff. That's how we got on that whole topic there.
That's right. Yeah.
Yours?
Mine was, and I've done this in the past too. I have a weird thing for plane crashes. I have a weird thing for, learning about them and checking the investigation, what went wrong and all that stuff. I mean, I've done that over the years many times, documentaries, Wikipedia, YouTube, and everything like that. And the one that I had, before was I was thinking to myself, I want to be able to survive if there's a plane crash, or at least have a good, what do I have to do? So I, in the past have looked up, hey, the best way to survive a plane crash.
Okay.
And some of those things are the people in the back have a better chance.
Right.
Because they usually the tail is thrown. They don't hit, the tail doesn't hit as hard on the ground.
Okay.
And the tail is often thrown away. So as long as you stay in your, seat belted in your seat, you may be away from the whole situation.
Good to know.
So back rows are best survival.
Okay.
Also, a big thing is burning. So don't wear flammable clothing. Don't wear the polyesters and the rayons and, all the stuff that
yeah, it'll incinerate. Sure.
Yeah. And
wear armor.
Well, I always wear, something light and shorts and everything like that.
And sleeveless.
And sleeveless. Yeah. The less material, the better. I'm not a douchebag. I'm just trying to live.
There you go.
Yeah. And, another thing, Kev, in terms of surviving is knowing where the exit is, like with the lights out.
Right.
Like I always, when I get on a plane, I always estimate the number of steps I would have to take in the dark to get that exit.
Okay.
Because here's what you have to imagine. All right. You have impact. Oh shit. After impact, I'm still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do I have to do? Well, more likely than not, there's going to be fire.
Right.
And more likely than not, there's going to be darkness and smoke. So, how many steps, or even better, like how many crawl feet do you have to do crawling on the ground to find the exit to get out?
Yeah.
Those are keys.
Have you decided or investigated how many people you're going to have to move out of the way, or?
Yeah, you're going to I mean, more likely than not, because you're going to have either bodies or you're going to have people that have panicked and are in shock so much they can't even move.
Right.
And whereas I will psych myself, train myself. Okay, man, if I die, I die. We're going down. If I die, I die. If I live, let's stay psyched up, Timmy.
Yeah, I mean, you've got firefighter training. You have done well in smoky and blind environments, Yeah. So I think you could navigate it. I think you can manage.
Yeah, and I always look at the stuff in the magazine too, like the safety stuff. I always know that.
I always pay attention.
I pay attention, and I look and I double check, and I'm like, okay. And then I actually, as the plane is taking off, I actually at that point visualize and take a picture of what am I going to do, and it's in my head.
Very smart. That's called game planning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know the actual statistic, but you do realize that more people survive plane crashes than die in plane crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all we really concentrate on are the big jets that go down, but there's Cessnas and Bonanzas and Pipers that go down pretty much daily, and people survive those.
And Kev, there's a lot of great pilots that even when the shit is hitting the fan, they're able to keep calm and cool and figure out a way, okay, to have the least impact or to get it down somewhere or to do something to mitigate the explosive impact. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Sully.
He's the new American hero, the pilot of the U.S. Airways jet who flawlessly landed his plane in the Hudson River.
Sullenberger lands in the Hudson River.
Chesley Sullenberger.
I mean, that is one of the most unbelievable of all time right there.
Ted Stryker.
Airplane. He wasn't even like an airline pilot.
No.
He was a war pilot from 30 years earlier, but there he was. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went down from the fish. Ted Stryker, you're right. He sweated like crazy though.
Oh yeah, he did. Look at him pouring it off from him right now.
That's called the Tim Tuttle.
Tim Squatch.
Tim Squatch. That's me. But yeah, and Kev, some of these guys are so good. And that's the rabbit hole that I was really in last week was the cockpit recordings as they're going down.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, there are some pilots that are, oh my God, oh shit, oh mommy. There's some of that.
Right.
But most of them are just stoic.
This is Cactus 1539. Hit birds. We've lost thrust on both engines. Returning back towards LaGuardia.
Copy departures. Got emergency returning. Cactus 1529. We can get it for you. Do you want to try to land 1013?
We're unable. We may end up in the Hudson.
Calm and cool all the way to the end.
Oh, because they're training, and your brother would be able to tell us about this more because he was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot in the U.S. Army. But their training is so rigorous that they're basically just going off of muscle memory, and if they panic, they know that they're not going to be able to perform.
And that's some of the things, Kev, that I heard on these recordings is them going through their checklists, calm and cool.
Yeah,
calm and cool. Like we got a fire in cargo, we got smoke filling the cabin, but they're like, okay, checklist 1, 2, 2. Do we have a fuel leak? Wing, fuel going from right wing to left wing. Do we have anything in there? Okay. Where's our altitude supposed to be? We probably need to be at a shorter out. That's their voice.
Absolutely.
And just absolutely shit hitting the fan. I mean, you can hear passengers screaming. You can hear some of the flight attendants knocking on the door of the cockpit going, hey, it's smoking here. And they're just like, and 119er, this is 715 tower. And I'm like, oh my God, who are these guys?
We were on a flight. Trish and I were on a flight. And I don't remember where. It was a domestic flight. And we were on United. Excuse me. And there were two pilots sitting in front of us. They were getting ready to go to work. They were being transferred to work. And we probably dropped about 1,500 feet due to turbulence. And everybody's flipping out, And these two pilots just look at each other and go, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah. It's like, and I'll tell you this, since you brought up my brother, the first time I ever flew with him, he was 16.
Yeah.
And I was 17, and it was a little like Tomahawk airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a wind burst hit us, and we dropped like 500 feet instantly or something like that. And I'm flipping out. I'm like, oh, man. He's like, hey, well, I got this. We're okay. And I'm like, dude, you're 16 and you just got your license, man. What are you talking about? Hey, we got this. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to put it down because I know that dad will probably be upset if I kill both of his sons. And he's like talking like that. I'm like, God, who is this dude, man?
Yeah. It doesn't serve them to panic.
No.
They leave that to us.
Exactly. But yeah, Kev, that was my rabbit hole. I've always been, me, since 9/11, I'm a silent air marshal on a plane now.
Yep, I know.
There is no, if I'm on a plane, they are not hijacking that plane.
Nope.
Because I even to this day, Kev, anybody that stands up, I'm eyeballing them. I'm serious. I'm eyeballing them. And I'll tell you, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to be honest with you. There was a flight where, I'm sitting in the back and I see one look like a Middle Eastern dude get up, start walking to the front. And then right after that, from another row to and fro's in front of him, another one stand up in front, started walking to the front. And you know what I did?
Got up and walked towards the front.
I got up and walked towards the front.
Yeah.
And I think that, me, when I walk, I have that,
Yep.
And I think they looked back and I think they were like laughing.
Uh-huh.
Because they weren't doing anything. They were just two dudes on an airplane. They both had to use the bathroom. And they said the aft to the back bathroom wasn't working. So everybody had to go to the front. And I think they were just laughing. I think that they were just like, okay, yeah, this guy remembers.
What I found out in this documentary on 9/11 was that prior to 9/11, you were able to take box cutters and up to 4-inch blades on the plane with you.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I realized it was an unprecedented event, but the lack of cohesive communication between air traffic control towers, that was shocking to me.
Oh yeah. But in the aftermath, they just said, well, hey, we got them all scared now. Let's shred the fucking Constitution. Right in the immediate aftermath, we suddenly had no rights because we got to fight terror. If you want your rights, are you a terrorist? That kind of shit.
Okay.
And they called it the Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act.
That's so funny. That's the funniest thing ever.
So what you're saying, it's a misnomer.
Dude, I can't even read 8 paragraphs of that act without just like going, George Washington's fucking rolling in his grave right now,
Yeah.
Ben Franklin's like, what? You guys are okay with this?
Jefferson.
All of
Adams.
them, man. Adams, all of them are just like, this is not what we fucking put our ass on the line for, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I realize that for sure.
Yeah. Kev, I don't know what my problem is, and I'm pretty good with geography. I need your help with something here.
Okay.
I just realized, I think Saturday, that there are actually 2 cities called Kansas City.
Sure. Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
What?
Separated by a river.
Okay. So there are 2 completely separate cities.
Yes. Separate states.
Separate states. So they have separate mayors,
Separate governors.
and all of that.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And they're right next to each other, right?
Yeah. It's you can throw a rock across the river.
Okay. Now the big question is like, which is the daddy? Which has the teams, the Chiefs?
Kansas City, Missouri has the teams, the Royals, the Chiefs. Yes.
You're kidding.
No, but it might not be that way much longer.
What are you talking about?
Well, the Chiefs, the taxation bill that they put forth in April did not pass. They were wanting to extend a 3/8 cent tax in perpetuity to pay for upgrades to Arrowhead Stadium or maybe even a new stadium, and the voters rejected that. And so now there's talk that they might leave Kansas City, Missouri for Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, wow. So what would they do? Would they build a whole new stadium?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just like right across the river, they're just going to leave this stadium. I mean, Arrowhead's been around for a while, though, hasn't it?
One of the oldest stadiums in the NFL that has never been remade or completely renovated. But there's also speculation, and this was in Yahoo just yesterday, that the Kansas City Chiefs and even the old mayor of San Antonio said this is BS, might become the San Antonio Chiefs. That's how pissed off they are that this tax did not pass. It did not go through.
Wow. Okay. See, and you got to remember that the NFL will do that shit. They will.
Well, and the other thing was that Dallas could support 2 teams, both playing out of AT&T Stadium, and there was only one person that came out and said definitively that ain't ever going to happen. And that's Jerry Jones.
No, I was going to say no. Wow, that would be. I mean, I always thought LA and New York were dicks because they had two teams.
Yeah. Well, nope. Jerry Jones said never on his watch is that going to happen.
No, he's got power too. He's a very powerful owner.
Yeah, I think probably the most powerful owner in the NFL
because he has the franchise that's worth the most money out of any franchise, I think, in the world. I don't know, Kev. Yankees, and then there's a soccer team,
Manchester United.
Yeah. I think in that is like Manchester United, Yankees, Cowboys.
Oh yeah, definitely top three. Absolutely. So, no, Jerry Jones said that ain't going to happen. But yeah, man, there's a lot of speculation where the Chiefs might be playing in a couple of years.
Okay. See, that's crazy too, because they have a dynasty now, man.
I know.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Kansas City, Kansas. Do you? So they're the stepchild.
The action's in Kansas City, Missouri.
Do you think like Kansas City, like Kansas, or is this like, hey man, it's Kansas City. It's not Missouri City. What are you doing? What are you doing?
True.
I can't even believe I just learned that this weekend.
Yeah.
That is two completely separate cities.
And when the football Cardinals were in St. Louis, that was a state with two NFL teams and now still two Major League Baseball teams.
Look, let me ask you this though. Like, do the residents of Kansas City, Kansas, do they support the Chiefs and the Royals and stuff like that? Or are they just like, hey man, fuck you guys?
Oh, dude, my brother-in-law lives in Overland Park, Kansas, which is a suburb of Kansas City, and the dude bleeds Chiefs.
Does he? Okay.
And Royals. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, so he bypassed his Cardinal upbringing.
Yeah, no, he's full on Royals.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So they accept them. They're like, hey man, it's right across the river.
Yeah, that's the team. And hell, man, now even St. Louis, outside of the Battlehawks, St. Louis, I think even gloms on to the Chiefs now.
Do they really?
Well, it's only a 3.5-hour drive.
Yeah. Interesting.
And if you're going to support a team, support a winner.
Exactly. I mean,
now's a good time.
It's Mahomes' era. As long as Andy Reid and Mahomes stay together, that team's going to be making runs.
Well, and they just signed Kelsey to 2 more years, so he'll finish his career as a Chief.
I don't like him as much as I like his brother.
Oh, Jason's awesome.
Jason is the best, man.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Is he going to go into announcing now that he's retired from the Eagles?
Yeah, there's I want to say he signed a $3 million contract with one of the major networks to be one of their in-studio analysts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I figured. Isn't Brady going to start with Fox this next season?
Brady ousted Greg Olson. He's going to be the main guy with Kevin Burkhardt.
But Olson was good. Where's Olson going to be?
Nobody knows.
Olson was good, man. I liked him.
Yeah, he was great.
He'll find something.
Oh, yeah. Well, they might just move him to the B team, or he might find another network.
Yeah, just go on another network because he was good.
Dude.
I mean, I know everybody loves Romo and Romo's okay, but I thought Olsen was better than Romo.
Yeah, you brought up Brady. Did you see the roast over the weekend on Netflix?
No, what happened?
Oh, they had a roast of Tom Brady, and he produced it.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like with like the comedians like Jeff Ross and Jesselnick and stuff like that.
Jeff Ross got in trouble.
Whoa, what happened?
Jeff Ross got in trouble.
What happened?
On the first day of training camp, that scrawny rookie famously walked into the owner, Robert Kraft's office and said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made." Would you like a massage? I love Robert Kraft. I love that shit again. Okay.
Why? It's a roast.
Well, I know exactly right.
There's no shut up, Tom. Don't be like that. Don't be like Will Smith, man.
That's what people are equating it to. The verbal Will Smith.
Have a sense of humor, man. I mean, if you open yourself up where it's like you can roast me, you can't say a word, dude.
Well, what the insiders are saying is that Tom took exception to that because it wasn't a roast on him. It was a roast on his boss.
So what?
Exactly.
Who cares, man? It's a roast. I mean, there's no, that's the one last vestige of fuck you political correctness, fuck you hypersensitive people. This is a roast.
Yeah.
And I like it because, Greg Giraldo used to do roasts and people would groan sometimes because he had some heavy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he would say, it's a roast. Whiny, whiny, whiny. It's a roast.
You ever want to see some cringeworthy stuff? Watch the Roseanne roast. Jeselnik just went off. It was so good. And she's laughing her ass off.
She appreciated his stuff.
Roseanne, even though you're a feminist icon, so many men have gotten rich off of you. Tom Arnold, John Goodman, the guy who owns the Cheesecake Factory. Here's something positive. Because you had gastric bypass surgery in 1998, and then you beat it.
There's nothing you could ever say to me that would offend me, and I hope you feel the same way.
Well, we've gone over this before. Absolutely.
Nothing. I mean, it's words, man. Have at it, people. Have your freedom, man. Don't worry about it. And there's always going to be pussies who can't handle them. Fuck them.
Well, the thing is, I've always known when somebody's joking around with me and when somebody's serious. If they're joking around, I laugh with them. If they're serious, I don't hang out with them.
Exactly. If they're serious, then they gave you information that you don't have to waste your time with them. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, Kev, anybody that's ever talked shit about me behind my back would just have said the same thing to my face.
Then
so I know. So I know.
So I know the quiz.
You are not a friend. Cool. Have a nice life. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I would love that. I think that, yeah.
Yeah. But, there are very few people like you and like Erica who will tell it straight.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care if you hurt somebody's feelings with the truth. I on the other hand, will sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
I hate conflict.
I've always had the mind frame of, I owe you the truth.
Yeah.
If you ask, now I don't go volunteering stuff often.
Right.
But if you ask me a question, I will always tell you the truth. And if it's something I think may sting you a little bit, I'll say, do you want to really know? I'll give you a last chance to throw the lightsaber out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. An 11th hour reprieve.
Yeah, I will. And do you really want to know the answer to this question? I think you're terrible.
I knew he was kidding when he told me that.
I never told you were terrible.
Oh, I know. No, you never did.
Hey, Kevin, you're going to laugh. Last week, in public, I saw this couple going at each other.
Okay.
And she was Latina and he was a white guy.
Oh, he has no chance.
So, and not only that is she doesn't care.
Right.
She does not give. I mean, it totally reminded me of me and my ex. Not Erica, the one I was with after Erica.
Okay.
Yeah. She had some anger management problems and she would sometimes explode in a very public way. And I wanted to just walk up to this guy afterwards because, she walked away from him in a huff after just lighting him up. And I just wanted to tell him, hey, man, that used to happen to me too. And tell him what I used to do.
What did you do?
Oh, anytime she got like that, like in public and, because I was just like, because that stuff, we got 1.5 million radio listeners. Second Date Update is popping, I'm just like, okay, somebody's going to notice this, or maybe even somebody's going to video this or something like that. So I always used to just carry around a couple pieces of paper, Kev.
Yeah.
Pretend that we were reading lines for a script. Oh, you crazy bitch. You're crazy. Oh, no. I did not completely overlook your wishes and wants. And that would just piss her off even more. And it was great.
Oh, of course. I was going to say there's a very passionate read coming from the other side.
Well, yeah, I was just I mean, because she was beautiful. I mean, her perfect body. So she looked like she could be like an actress. And I was just acting like I was like doing the line reading with her. She was going to play the role of crazy Latina. and you know, even sometimes when it got a little like really like edgy, like she was really starting to blow her top, I'd be like, "Oh, your improv. This is good improv."
Oh, gee. No. Lucky you didn't get stabbed.
We didn't last. That you know.
So goes the idea.
It's kind of funny though. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to listen to. I wouldn't have wanted to be in that situation. I'd have been running.
And it was one of those where, you know, he had no way out. You know what I'm saying? He sounded to me like he was right. And you know what happens when, you know, a person's right in an argument? The other person only has name calling. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they have. Like he was completely right and he laid it out. And we're all, you know, there's like 6 or 7 of us, you know, just looking over and, you know, we're kind of Judge Wapner, you know, Judge Judy.
Yep.
And just listen to the whole case being laid out in front of us. And he had it. I mean, it was, and even, you can even tell that it hit her, that it's like, oh yeah, but that just made her more angry.
Oh yeah. She's got a safe face at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she degenerated into name calling. That's when you know you won.
Exactly. That's when you know you got the victory, when it's totally name calling.
Is anybody in that argument winning? Everybody on the outside's winning.
Yeah.
You guys are losing.
Kev, I honestly think that a lot of this is society's fault.
How so?
We gave permission for Latinas to act crazy and it be normalized in public.
Okay.
We as a society, it was just like, she's Latina. And so they know, they pick up on that. They know that. I mean, you know, if you're a Latina lady, and I know there's a lot that watch this and listen to this podcast, comment or send us something, you know, on our Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I'm right, aren't I? Because you are Latina, you have been given this carte blanche card to do whatever the fuck you want. And people will just say, no, she's just Latina.
Well, that is reputation preceding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Kev, there's even been situations where, you know, in front of police officers or you know, when it goes to court and they're just like, she's Latina, man.
She's loco.
Yeah. Why did you put her in that situation where she had to lash out to you like that?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And
dumbass.
The ultimate case on that one, Lorena Bobbitt.
Oh, yeah.
Latina. Yeah. Cut his dick off.
Threw it in the field. The overwhelming response from the public was what, Kevin? Well, she's Latina. Hey, they ended up finding that and reattaching it. Can you imagine being the investigator that has to go out in that field and call your wife, hey, honey, I'm going to be a little late to dinner tonight. I'm looking for a dick. No, you arrest them. No, this time I'm really looking for a dick.
And she's going, well, just look in the mirror and come home.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, totally.
And it just, Kevin, you were there for one of these. It just dawned on me right now. We were doing a Chick-fil-A broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2014, 2015 or something like that. And, you know, Eric and I were together at the time.
Road to rodeo
or something like that. And we had police officers surrounding us because, of course, you know, we were the first responder morning show.
Yeah. And so you were Tim and Erica.
Yeah. And we had a bunch around us, you know, at the broadcast. And she, like right there, threatened to kill me. Do you remember that?
Oh, I totally remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you. And I look back at these police officers. I'm like, are you going to do something? I mean, that is
They're laughing.
They're laughing. They go, we love it when she does that. I'm like, what?
Do you know in reality that saying I'm going to kill you, that is considered second-degree assault?
Is it really?
Yes, it is. I had a police officer tell me that once.
Okay, so she even recorded, because we were recording the broadcast and video was everywhere. The police officers are right there. She committed second-degree assault and they laughed about it.
They laughed about it. Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Because in the back of their mind, they're like, well, if she does kill him, then she's available.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, those two won't be together long. I'll just wait. And
by my time.
And lo and behold, they were right. And ironically enough, she ended up with a police officer.
She certainly did. Yeah.
Good for her. Glad she's happy. Kevin?
Yes, sir.
I have a top 3 that I think you're going to like.
Just when you thought they couldn't count any higher, it's Tuttle and Kline's top 3.
I need your top 3 movie moments that scared the shit out of you.
Oh, I know 2 of them right off the top of my head. And they were one was in Exorcist 1 when her head spun around.
Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit. Damien.
Did that mess with you too?
Dude, that messed with me big time. Yeah, that messed with me big time. And then the other one was in Exorcist 3.
Oh my God, that was an unbelievable jump scare.
Yep. And then this one is very obscure. And it was Steve Railsback playing Charles Manson. And it was a 2-part series on network TV. And at the end of segment 1, Manson's in court and Vincent Bugliosi is laying out the case and Manson is staring at him and his watch stopped.
Sometimes I just want to jump on you and let you shoot me. If I could, I'd grab this microphone, I'd beat your brains out with it because that's what you deserve. That's what you deserve.
Whoa.
And Bugliosi's watch stopped when Manson was staring at him. And I was like, fuck it, I'm done.
I guess that was the case in real life too.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the book. Because I read that book, Kevin, in college like 2 or 3 times, Helter Skelter.
Yep.
And Bugliosi said that actually happened. He got a stare down from him and he looked at his watch and his watch had stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
when you get to the bottom, you go back to the top of the slide. You get to the top, you go for a ride. You get to the bottom and do it again. Helter Skelter.
Originally done by the Beatles.
Yep. And then U2 and Motley Crue. Kevin, I like the Motley Crue version the best.
Do you really?
I do.
When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. I get to the top, well, I go for a ride. I get to the bottom and do it again.
Yeah. I do. It's probably because that Shout at the Devil, that was a big record for me.
Yeah. But I do like the way that Bono introduced that one.
It's a song Charles Manson stole from the Beatles. We're still in the back.
Yeah.
That was good.
But I guess it was because, I played that Shout at the Devil record constantly.
Oh, your mom was not happy.
You remember? I told you this story, didn't I?
Please share it with the rest.
Oh, this
is classic.
My mom. Okay, first off, she's listening to Ozzy, Crazy Train, and Shout at the Devil. She's listening to that whole thing in the beginning. Good, overpowered.
Wow, you still remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The beginning part, and be strong and shout at the devil. My mom's hearing this because I got it cranked. And I remember she opened the door one time and she had tears in her eyes. Tim, you were an altar boy and one of the best. And you had such a beautiful angelic voice in the choir at 7th. What is going on? She was crushed. I'm gonna talk to Father Serpic. We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, listen. I want you to listen. And I played the lyrics for her. I said, listen, they're shouting at the devil. There's at the devil. They don't like him. They're shouting at him. Okay. Not shouting with him. Okay. So they're on the same team as you. And she thought about it and she was like, oh, okay. So they're, even though I don't like the way they look with all the makeup and, the leather, they're good boys.
Yeah.
Yes, Mom. Motley Crue they're good boys.
Salt of the earth, Mom. Salt of the earth.
Who will fuck your girlfriend.
The most rambunctious group in rock history, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched the Netflix. Did you watch Dirt? Do you watch their documentary?
I have not seen it.
Oh my God, Kevin, you got to watch it, man. I mean, that's like our pipeline, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Motley Crue was one of our staples, Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses, AC/DC. I mean, those are our staples, baby.
Crue was the second concert I ever went to when they opened up for Ozzy on Bark at the Moon.
You got to watch Dirt. But, that was the a theme is you never leave your girlfriend alone with Motley Crue. They will fuck your girlfriend. So, yeah, you don't leave your girlfriend with Motley Crue or Ryan O'Neal.
Very true. Farrah Fawcett.
Stole Farrah Fawcett from Lee Majors.
Yeah.
Lee Majors like, I got to go do a shoot, Ryan, will you keep an eye on Farrah while I'm doing this shoot out of town?
I'll keep more than an eye on her.
I'm going to keep my eye on her for you, Lee.
Hey, are you going to go see The Fall Guy? Because I know that was a good TV show for you.
Man, I love that TV show. Did he sing a song? Ryan Gosling sing? Because he just was nominated for an Oscar for the Ken.
Yeah, I don't know if he sang it or not. I don't think so.
The Fall Guy anthem.
It's a great song.
I might fall from a tall building. I might roll a brand new car. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star.
I love that song.
I know.
It's great stuff. I mean, that's classic Lee Majors. Lee Majors, of course, from Houston, Texas. He's a legend.
That's right.
Yep. Even though, Kev, I've been here about 19 plus years, I still have not run into Lee Majors, so I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, well, we should be able to make that happen for you.
Nah, I don't want to. You don't ever meet your heroes.
I know. Well, but you did, and he turned out to be great.
Which one?
Bart Starr.
That was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bart Starr. And, hey, Kev, do you remember that happened in 2001 when we were in Birmingham because he was from Birmingham. And he was throwing passes to me in the parking lot. Remember that?
I totally remember it.
And I was like, I am not going to drop one of these. I don't care if I have to lay out Superman style on the concrete to catch these passes. These are not hitting the ground no matter what. And not one of them hit the ground.
Not one of them hit the ground.
Of course, they were perfect spiral. Even at 70 years old, Kev, perfect spirals right on my chest.
Yeah, hitting the numbers.
They were just like right there. I was like, that was a great moment. I think I got a picture of that too.
We got a picture. It's right up here.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. I love it.
We would see him in the grocery store in Bruno's.
Did you really?
Yeah, Bruno's in Hoover.
Yeah, because you lived in Pelham, which was close to Hoover. I was way down in Alabaster, man.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to the Hoover one. Did you say hi to him?
Said hi to him. Let's see. Trish and I saw him twice, and we actually met his wife there too. Yeah, super. And he remembered. He remembered us from the.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. I went up to him and I said, "Hey, Mr. Starr," I said, "Kevin and from Kevin and Tim." He's like, "Oh yeah. I remember coming up and playing with you guys."
Oh my God, I didn't know this, Kev. Did he say anything about me?
Yeah, he said you're a great catcher.
Did he have good hands? He said I had good hands because I had good hands.
Said right between the numbers. He said he can grab it. Yeah.
Like okay. Did you ask him? Hey, if you had to put him, you had Max McGee and Boyd Dollar. I mean, where would he be in between those guys somewhere? Or did he rank me?
He didn't. He said, "You know what? I wish he could have played for us, but he's too street."
Nobody in the 60s had that kind of groove, man.
That's right.
Nobody swagged like that in the 60s. Of course, they were done winning Super Bowls before I was born. So
yeah.
It's that whole space time thing. Kev, did you
Yeah.
you did your top three, right? You did all three?
Yeah, I did all three. Yes, sir.
For me, number three, the demonic face in Insidious. That right there, I didn't expect it. It didn't come out of nowhere. I mean, it came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Oh my god!" That freaked me out because I don't know if you remember this or not. That had that whole, black and red Darth Maul type look.
Okay.
And Darth Maul, when he's Star Wars bad guy.
Yeah.
When he came out in 1999 in that second series of Star Wars. When I saw him, I was like, holy shit, George Lucas is getting in my brain because Darth Maul, this face right here, that was what was under my bed growing up.
Yeah, that was your boogeyman.
That was, Kev, when I saw that shit, that Darth Maul stuff, I was like, oh. And, I'm a grown-ass man.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh. Because that, Kev, I swear there was probably about a 2 or 3 year period of time where that's the dude that was under my bed in my mind.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, the saving grace was no boogeyman can get through the blanket. And so you would always pull your blanket up over your head.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
It's all you had to do because they can't claw you.
Nope.
They can't, grab you. It's like a force.
Yeah.
That you got, and you don't have any appendage sticking out. You can't have any appendage sticking out at all.
No,
because they'll chop that shit right off.
Yeah, you're vulnerable then.
You're vulnerable then because they're like, oh, okay, he's just showing me a pinky finger. I'll just chop that. I'll eat that thing.
Dude, when Darth Maul was under your bed, did you jump into bed or did you climb into bed? You gotta jump, man. You can't leave your legs dangling off there for long.
Yeah. No, Kevin. And let me tell you, when I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, it was fast. I mean, it was. I think that, and there was probably about a good 12 feet from the edge of my bed to get into the bathroom. I think I one-stepped that.
Wow.
I think I one-stepped that and just get in the bathroom, get that door shut. Because you're cool in your bathroom too when you have the lights on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So you get that light on as soon as possible and you shut that door, and Darth Maul can't do shit.
Mm-hmm. But it's the coming back that always worried you.
That's where I would get a little bit of a running start from my bathroom. And I would one-step it again. And I would just be under those covers so quick.
He was flying Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan.
Oh, hey, Kev, you remember the free throw line dunk from Michael Jordan? I did that every night for 3 years straight. Of course, I didn't walk the dog and rock the cradle, but, straight jump. But I'm a white guy. What are you going to do?
Well, and this was a life-saving maneuver. This wasn't just to show off.
No. I wasn't trying to win any dunk contest or anything like that. I was just like, hey, man, I'm just trying to make it to the morning so I can deliver my Milwaukee Journal.
In sub-zero temperatures.
In sub-zero. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, I always gave my dad shit about that, too. I'd be like, you're the smartest dude in the world. You got a law degree. I mean, you are just a business mogul, a publishing mogul, all this stuff. Why are we still living in fucking Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Dad? and he hit finally after I said that to him about 4 or 5 times over a few-year period of time. I think I was 14 or something like that, 15. And he looked back and he goes, I got a job offer that you could have grown up in San Diego, but your mom nixed it.
What job was that?
You know this, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was offered a job publishing to be literally the president, like publisher of Hustler magazine. Larry Flint offered my dad a shit ton of money to come live in San Diego. When I would have grown up in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
In that beautiful 75 degree, 80 degree temperature, right year round, right on the water and stuff like that. My dad would have had access to the helicopters and all that. And my mom would not let my dad. I don't know why. can you explain this, Kev? Why my dad not want my mom or my mom not want my dad to work at Hustler magazine?
I can't imagine why. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, no idea why.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
There's something that happened about 2 months before. My dad was, because my dad's a big time magazine publisher at this time.
Mm-hmm.
This is early 70s. He's already the publisher of Saturday Evening Post. And you can get some of these 1970s issues of Saturday Evening Post, open it up and says Frederick Tuttle, publisher.
How cool.
Yeah. And, he was invited to the Playboy Mansion. This was the one in Chicago. There was a Playboy Mansion back in the early 70s, and my mom was there, and it was a party and everything like that. And my dad went to the gift shop, and there's this little, 20-something-year-old bunny. Now, my dad's a handsome dude, always has been, doesn't matter how old he was, mid-40s, mid-50s, 60s. I mean, even towards the end, he looked like Sean Connery from Hunt for Red October. He's a handsome dude. And there's this little 20-something bunny, perfect body with the ears on and all that stuff, running the gift shop. And my dad gets a pack of cigarettes. My mom's standing right next to him, and she's already huffy because the girlie is looking at how my dad, he's a very handsome guy. And she says, something like 78 cents. And my dad pulls out a 20. That's all he had. And she goes, "Oh, thank you." Like the rest was supposed to be a tip.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And my mom's like, "What the fuck is that?" They walked away, and she's like, "Get the change." It's like, I can't. And that caused like a problem.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom's like, okay. So you get right even in front of me, you get a little, with the girlies, huh? Okay, Fred.
So it had more to do with money than it did the scantily clad women?
No, it's like, he's like, my dad was a target of these beautiful women, and she thought that was, maybe something that if she wasn't around, what could have happened right there?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, Dorothy, let me think about this. Your dad's second wife, the hot chick that looks like Jackie O in The Office, and you're worried about that a little bit? Yeah. Did I not follow in his footsteps like perfectly?
He was your hero.
Yeah, he was my hero. And we remember we hired Eric, and I was like, wow, she's hot, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we go. Fred.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. You did this to me. Anyway, Kev.
So that was your first one.
Yeah. Second one. There's a movie called 47 Meters. It's about sharks and being down underwater 47 meters or whatever. And it's completely dark. And I don't know, they have this red flare, like red light that they light up. And as soon as they light this thing up, there's like 3 or 4 sharks with their mouth wide open, just ready to eat them.
Oh, got it.
Just 3 more minutes.
And I remember that freaking me out because you didn't expect it. You expect they were just going to turn on the red light so they can see what's ahead of them. But as soon as they did, they showed the sharks, and I was like, oh! That was a great jump scare. That freaked me out. That was good.
Okay.
But the number one was, Kev, and I laugh at this now because when I've watched this movie since, my teenage years, it's really just a comedy. It's a stupid movie, and it's a comedy to me. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one.
Yeah.
I remember because I'm young at the time when I watched it, and I watched it in the theater when the girl is dragged across the ceiling. Kevin, that freaked me out, man.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. That one right there had a traumatic effect. Like I had some trouble sleeping for about 3 or 4 nights from that one.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, I was young and stupid, and I'd never really been exposed to movies like that either. You know, up to that point, I'm good Catholic boy. All I care about is athletics, you know, academics. I'm fresh from a all boys Jesuit high school for my freshman year. You know, I had a very naive mind, and I got coaxed into going to that, and that was my first horror movie. And I was like, that was a bit much.
But in your adult life, you became quite a fan of Freddy Krueger. And you used to do the line all the time in the studio, and it would just aggravate and aggravate. I'm your new boyfriend now, Nancy. The tongue comes through the phone.
I used to do that voice and the devil voice, and yeah, she did not like that.
Yeah, no, that was not a fan favorite.
that was I think it was listed in the divorce.
In the decree, huh?
Yeah. Plus, he does satanic voices, and you just don't know with him. I mean, look at him. So funny.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Good times. Good times.
All right, Kev, what else do we have?
I don't know. I think that's it.
What a great show. Good fun as usual.
Can't believe that it's already over.
And let me tell you this, too, Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening, I want you to really think about this. Kevin does such a great job editing the video, the YouTube version of this. You really should be checking it out. He adds the cutaways. He does such a great job, putting flavor into this thing. If you get a chance to watch these, I mean, listening to it's fine. Go ahead and download the episode on your podcast platform. We're on all of them. But if you get a chance to, you're at home or something like that, and the Astros are now down 7-0 in the third inning, and you're just like, this sucks. Go to YouTube, which has been happening often lately. Go to YouTube, Tuttle and Kline, and punch in these episodes. Kevin does a masterful job.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Really enhancing them. And I think it's one of the things that really make this one of the best podcasts in the world.
Oh, you're going to love this. The way that I ended the Fuzzy Mike episode this week, because I always promote the Tuttle and Kline podcast.
Uh-huh.
And basically the gist of it is, if you're not listening to the Tuttle and Kline podcast, it's been called the best podcast available on the internet. And who cares that we're the ones that said it?
That's so funny.
Good. It is good. Damn it.
I was thinking, Kev, too, because every day I post a little clip on my story.
I know. I see it every time.
And I was trying to, I take quotes that people, when they DM me or they do comments or stuff like that about the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking of adding one like, the greatest piece of entertainment in the history of mankind. If you're not watching or listening to Tuttle and Kline, you might as well grab a 9mm, pull the hammer back, and shoot yourself.
And who's going to say that?
Tim Tuttle.
You should do it.
That's funny.
You should do it.
I was thinking of adding some funny ones here and there, just
absolutely. That's our show, man.
Every one that I've done so far has been, hey, this is a legit quote from a listener, or a viewer or whatever. But I was thinking of adding some goofy ones in there.
Definitely.
I will. So, hey, check out the story. The Tuttle and Kline story on Instagram. And I'll start posting them to the Tuttle and Kline story on our Facebook. But like us, follow us, rate us, subscribe. I said rate. Okay. I know a lot of you are like, really? Because I've been waiting for a long time to do that. No.
Oh, speaking of, what's going on with the Cuckold saga?
For those unaware, I woke up probably about 10, 12 days ago to a DM from a lady saying, hey, my husband and I, we want to try, some lifestyle stuff, quote lifestyle, which I had to look up all this stuff. And we think you'd be a great bull.
Bull.
bull. We think you'd be a great bull, and I want you to cuckold my husband. Which is basically, I'm going to have sex with his wife in front of him and make fun of him and everything like that and treat him like garbage. And I was like, wow, that is the most bold direct message that I've ever gotten in my life. But I finally replied.
Oh,
and then she replies back, goes, yeah, we listen to the podcast. We know. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I didn't mean to, that's cool.
Yeah, no.
And then, she sent me pictures. She's really odd.
Oh, really? Kind of reconsidering?
I don't know, man. I mean, what would you do?
You know me. I would have curled up in fetal position in the corner and said, please don't email me again.
Yeah. Do you remember there was this reality star? Her name was Tila Tequila.
Totally remember her. Yeah, she was a big MTV star.
She looks exactly like Tila Tequila.
No kidding. It's a cute lady.
Yeah, Asian woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Once you go there, though, you become that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, basically it's the, the perv in me is fighting with the altar boy. It's the movie Animal House going on the left shoulder.
For shame! Lawrence, I'm surprised at you.
And on the right shoulder.
Fucker. Fucker brains out.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out what the term bull means?
The bull is the guy who is having sex with the woman. The husband's the cuckold. He's the weak human being that's taking it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I guess there's two kinds of cuckolding now. It's just like straight cuckolding. And now, the woman, it's a turn on for the woman if the guy comes in and does some stuff to the bull, the cuckold guy. Yeah. So Kev, this is a different world, man.
Different.
Kev, you and I, we would look through a Sears catalog at the underwear section and,
Yeah, I know.
You remember that?
Oh, I totally remember.
And now it's just like, all bets are off, man. If you can imagine it, there's been a video of it cut.
Thank you, Tinder.
That's so crazy. So crazy. Okay. All right, Kev. That's been fun. What do you have? Oh, by the way, please buy some of our merch. We have some really good stuff. Here's a little picture of what it looks like. And then you just go to the Tuttle and Kline Facebook. It's got instructions right there. What do you have coming up this week, Kevin Kline?
Coming up this week, I'm really getting back into my running, Tim. So your brother, actually, I was going to talk to him about that if he was able to join us. He's inspired me to maybe do a special 55th birthday run this year. My birthday's on a Sunday this year, so I could start on a Thursday and still be done in time to record on Monday with you.
So there you go. If you're wondering how have Tim Tuttle and Kevin Kline, how have they evolved since their radio career? Kevin thinking of more great ways to raise money for pediatric cancer patients through his run, and Tim looking to be a bull in a lifestyle cuckold situation.
There you go.
Aim high.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle and Kline Show. See you this Wednesday for an all-new episode. Also, you can catch Tuttle on TV. He is a handsome man. And you can get more Kline on his podcast, The Fuzzy Mike, with new episodes on Tuesday. Stay fuzzy, friends. And thanks for listening to the Tuttle and Kline Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.